Hey, everybody, welcome back to Sergeant's Talk TV. All two of you, or three. I,
Us?
I messed up so bad getting all this together. I did the description, but I forgot to put the links in there. Then I went back and put the links in there, and for some reason, it didn't carry it over. And I have to redo that after the live. And then I go, oh man, the charts. I forgot to put the charts up there. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is a train wreck, guys. A train wreck. That's what this is. And the mouse went dead.
Oh, geez.
I'm plugging in. And mine's a Dell, not Adele, but a Dell computer. And hers is an Apple. And you can't take PowerPoint and bring it over to Mac because it doesn't understand that. So we had to go back and put it into a PDF and then bring it over. Oh, guys, and we've been watching movies all day, and I could have done all this, and I didn't even realize I screwed it up. But hey, my PTSD kicked in though. Had to call the sergeant major to get my ass out of this sling. So, but I'm glad you guys are here. Tonight, we're going to talk about the 2026 VA compensation announcement. In this episode, we're going to be talking about how it will affect you as a veteran and your family members as well. We will be breaking it down to when the new rates take effect, how much payments will increase, common questions about COLA. What if the COLA isn't enough for your paycheck or your way of living? Retroactive pay, Social Security COLA, and key takeaways and resources for this year's pay increase. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight, guys. I'm glad you're here. Like I said, I didn't have a chance to share this out. I forgot all about that. Maybe Terry can do it on her phone.
I just shared it to my Facebook. I was trying to share it. I'm gonna let me share it to my YouTubes.
Yeah, and then Terry can do it on the MT Homestead one because I want to. Man, gosh, guys, I got to take Terry to the doctor for her first follow up from her surgery tomorrow. And then the 23rd, I've got a CMP exam. The 29th, I got a CMP exam. And then the 30th, I've got a CMP exam. Guys, I didn't know I was going to be this busy being retired.
Yeah. Oh,
I couldn't imagine doing this and working.
Oh gosh, no. And that's the trick that I've told everybody ever since that I did it was, you're retired. It's a big trick. It's a big lie that everybody has told you for your whole life that you get to retire. And then all you have to worry about is getting up and where are you going to fish that day? Yeah. Like that's all your life is supposed to be about. And then, well, reality sets in and you wake up and you're like, ooh, first cup of coffee. And then you're like, nope, none of that is true. None of that. Like, but I will say, like the lifestyle that we live, right, doing the homesteading, building everything on our own, raising the animals, doing that. I finally, out of all the years I was in the Marine Corps, a few years doing some other jobs, I finally go to bed exhausted from my own benefit, not out of boredom.
Right.
And that's a huge, major accomplishment, when you think about it. And I'm way more busy, but I'm also way healthier too, just because we stay so active and we stay so busy. But there's days that you're just like, no, I'm retired. What do you mean appointments after? I don't want to. No, adulting, it's off. Let's not. Yeah. You can't get away with it. So,
and see, these are the things we tell our children and our grandkids. Don't rush to become an adult so fast. Enjoy your childhood because guess what? Being adult sucks.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it now because like our kids are, you know, with our oldest being 30 and the youngest being 21,
Yeah.
you know, they're all breaking that different stage of adulthood. And oh, it is amazing to watch because they're like, but we have to, and I'm like, oh, but it was just so easy when you're like, well, Dad, just pull it out of your pocketbook, like, you know, swipe your card. Oh, that's not so easy now when it's your own card, is it, or your own bank account?
Well, it's like my kids when we lived in Missouri. You know, they're always, hey, Dad. I said, get a job, get a job, get a job. Well, let me borrow. I said, stop using the word borrow because you have no intentions of paying it back. Borrow means you have the intention of paying it back.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen. And so one day I took them out for a walk. We had 160 acres on our farm back in Missouri, and we was walking. And my son says, what are we looking for? I said, you'll know it when we see it. We walked that whole 160 acres, and we got back, and I said, dang. I said, you didn't see that money tree out there? He was pissed.
Yeah.
I said, man, I could have swore we had a money tree out there somewhere.
Well, and I think one of the great things too is that they'll call and they're like, you'll never believe, right? They're talking about the grandkids, and they act like we didn't raise them. Like, you know, they're like, you know, what am I supposed to do with this kid? And I'm like, I don't know. I enjoy it. Have fun. Like, I hope they're even worse.
Hey, Eddie, the check's in the mail, brother. Just wait by your mailbox.
Right. Hoorah, Eddie. Always good to see you, brother.
So let's say hello to the guys in the chat real quick.
He did go up. He did say, at least I didn't ask to borrow it. He just said, hey, can I have
it? Yeah.
Right.
So there's you're gonna have to click on these because my mouse is charging.
Okay.
I'll let you command the shit.
So yep, there's Byron and Brenda with Cullen. Yep. What's up, little man? All right. That was a new hat. I can't wear it right now. Let's see Chris over.
Mr. Leonard Mountain Homestead. Chris is in here.
What's up, Chris? And our brother from Veterans Landing, Ricky Smith. Always good to see you, Ricky.
And there's Ray Castile. Still saying prayers for you, brother. I did get a thing on my and I was going to share that out too. There was a GoFundMe to help out with his wife's funeral is out there. And I don't know. I think I told Terry about that. Did I tell you?
Well, according to last night, we did a pop-up live last night, and Ray was in there and said everything's taken care of because Paul was trying to find the link, couldn't find the link anymore, and Ray did come on. But yes, once again, Ray, thoughts are with you. We know Barbara's here watching, enjoying it like she did week in and week out because now she's in the flesh with you, but she's watching and supervising the rest of us.
Yes. Yeah.
So, Mike, how's your teeth? Oh yeah, you had that tooth last week. That was,
dude. Here's what I did. Here's how much I hate the dentist. I had some old antibiotics in my medicine cabinet. I took those suckers and it cleared it right up.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, who needs to worry about a shelf life?
Yeah.
There's Judy Herman coming in saying hello to everybody. Thank you, Judy.
Hey, Denise McDonald, our favorite MP, is in the house from California.
Who we got? Oh, there's some Michiganders up there, Shiloh Acres.
All right. And we did send your T-shirt out to you. They won a meetup T-shirt over on MT Homestead.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Congratulations.
There's 1775 Marine Corps, Ross, Semper Fi. Always good to see you here. Information. Covered and alive.
That's right.
Of course, we mentioned him earlier, but there's Devil Dog.
Southern Blessed Homestead, Mac and Patty.
Wait a minute. Aren't they supposed to be going live right now, or did they change their time?
I don't know.
I thought I'd seen something. They were going live tonight.
Well, maybe they are live, and Mac's just on doing a side hustle. I don't know.
He's doing like Chris does over there. And he's like, "Oh, let Amy do the live."
Watching on his phone while his wife's talking.
Oh, that's awesome. All right. Who else do we got in here? Oh, Judy says retired just means you're not working for others.
That's right. You're working for your sergeant major.
Yeah. Ray saying thanks. That's why we enjoy watching this show. So much love. Absolutely, brother. Oh.
Hey, Debbie Drock's here. Welcome in.
Oh, okay. Stand corrected. They're going live at 7 now.
Oh, that's right, because Tim's not live on Tuesdays no more. He's on Wednesdays.
Yeah, and I thought him and DD5 swapped, and then I don't know. I can't keep track of myself, let alone everybody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, looks like I'm at the bottom. That's
all right. Good. So let me bring this back up. All right. So it's on you, bro.
All right. So the words are hard. Social Security Administration has announced the cost of living adjustments for 2026. The COLA will directly impact VA disability compensation. The total disability individual unemployability, special monthly compensation, dependency and indemnity compensation, and other veteran benefits. So basically anybody that's getting a federal government pay is going to get an increase.
Yeah, and last week we did the show about that $833, and we had a comment on there, and someone said, "Does that cover people that are 100%, or does it cover people that are the total disability, individual unemployability?" That it will, if you had a traumatic loss, limb loss, blinded, whatever it was, then it would cover you under that. But you have to have a catastrophic loss of some sort when you did your filing with the VA. So I just wanted to answer that one because we had two questions on that. So, and then 100% only if it's catastrophic.
Oh, so Rebecca touched by your arm popped in, so she's going to be in the chat now. So awesome.
So every year, veterans and their family members have a lot of questions during this time period. So we wanted to answer as many as possible. And before you ask questions in there, let us go through that, and then afterwards we'll take more questions if there's something that we did not cover.
Right. Okay. So first and foremost, right, the most important thing is, when do the new rates take into effect? The new rate goes into effect on December 1st. Veterans will see their first payment with the new rate on December 31st, which is always funny because we don't ever get our check till the 1st. But that's how the whole pay scale thing works. Last year, the COLA was 2.5%, and this year it is 2.8%. So we get a 0.3 increase from what we did on last year.
Yes. Not as much as we did in prior years, but we'll get to that. And the reason it's on the 31st and not the 1st is because the 1st is a federal holiday. And anytime your pay from the VA goes out and the 1st is on a holiday or a weekend, you'll get it prior to that. In this case, it'll be the 31st of December.
Oh, you know what? That does make sense. Now that you said it out loud, in my brain when I originally was reading it, I was just like, more government jungle, but now that makes more sense.
Well, you know why they moved everything to the 1st?
No.
Well, I will tell you why. Because that one day, everything that they have to pay out when they hold it, it's in like trust and it gains interest. So that's why they moved it years ago to the first of the months so they could have the whole month as interest and not get paid. Because we used to, when I was in the military, we got paid on the 15th and the last day of the month.
Oh, really? See, yeah, because mine was always the 1st and the 15th.
Now it's when you guys came in, it's the 1st and the 15th. That's when they got paid. Now, yeah. So they save a crap ton of money if you see the billions of dollars every month that they send out in payments and stuff like that. So that's why.
Isn't that something that coincides? I know this is a little off subject, but it was also kind of that funkiness was where, like, my retirement date, right? Even though technically I came in and my original like EAS was the beginning of the month, but all retirements are always on the 31st.
Yes.
They're always like at the end of that, nearest month.
And then your payment starts on the 1st.
Right. That very next.
Yeah.
So
sure does.
Okay.
All right. So how much will your payments be? So let me bring this up for you.
Can you bring it up or do you want me to?
I can bring it up.
Okay.
And I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. So there it is right there. Ooh. So now this is if you're single, this is the pay scale. So if you're at 10%, it's going from 175 to 180, and all you're making is $4.91 with a 2.8. If you go to 50%, it goes from 1102.04 to 1132.90, which is $30.86. And if you go all the way down to 100%, it goes from 38.31.30 to 39.38.58, which is $107.28. Okay, I'm gonna leave that up because you may want to come back and look at it. We did in the description. We have a link for this, and you can go to the law firm, and that law firm does nothing but helps veterans get their benefits and stuff like that. So they publish this from the law firm directly from the finance and accounting. So you can go to that. Now you'll have to wait until after the show because I screwed up and the link didn't carry over to Mac from Google or from Microsoft. So that's a pain in the butt. So I don't know why we have two different computers. I think next time we're gonna, because mine's tore up. It loses connectivity, does all kinds of crazy stuff, and I think we're gonna go to another Mac. Oh, I don't know. Terry will talk me into whatever she wants me to have. So
I was gonna say I love how you were talking as if you had a choice in the decision making.
Yeah, I don't.
In the tech department.
I am just the court jester. I am not the king of my castle.
You were there to shut up and
go. Now, the VA disability pay chart, as you can see at the top, it covers the veteran, spouse and children. It covers the veteran with a child. No spouse. It covers if you have one or two parents living with you. If you have a child 18 plus, but still in school and stuff like that. And then, of course, if you have a spouse who requires aid and assistance, you actually get a payment, and you can find that at the bottom of the chart, and it's at the same website. So if you're a veteran with a spouse, if you look across that, it starts off at 617.80 and goes all the way up to 4158.17 if you have a spouse. Okay, that's the with dependents. It didn't give us how much the increase is, but you can do the math, and that's perfectly fine. Now, if you look at the children, okay, like the one underneath that says veteran, spouse, and one parent, okay, you can see that, and it goes from 670.48 all the way up to 43.34.41, okay. And then if you have a veteran, a spouse, a parent, and a second parent, you can see where it increases on there also. And that goes from 723.17 all the way up to 45.10.65. And then, of course, you can see the rest of it. Now, at the bottom of the chart, a spouse who requires aid and assistance, besides what you're getting in the block normally, even if you have a veteran and a spouse, if that spouse needs, let's say she has Alzheimer's, she has whatever, she's chair bound, wheelchair bound, or whatever. I know it. You look at it and you go, really? What is $60 going to do for aid and assistance? But that's what they're giving out, all the way up to the, what is that, 201.41 for somebody at 100%. Yeah, it's not a lot. I don't know what you can do with that. I mean, how much does $40 get you at the grocery store? I mean, with that money right there, you couldn't feed another human being or buy essential needs if that's how much they're giving you. But at least they're giving you something for that. They can just say, hey, let's do away with that. You deal with it the way you want to, and we'll leave it alone. So I wanted to show you that. Again, there's more information, a lot more information at the websites. If you highlight the underneath the subject, it'll still take you to the website, but I will change that after we get off the air and actually put the websites in there for you. Okay? All right. So with that being said, let me take that off of there, and we're back. All right. So these are the things. Now, there's also in there a chart for veterans. What was that I seen on there? They also have the active duty pays and stuff like that. So, and I'm going to tell you something. Pay has gone way up since I retired in 2000, in April of 2000. When I retired, I mean, I'm telling you, dude, my retirement check from the Army would probably go up close to $2,000 since I retired.
Oh yeah, it's been
done.
Well, I just remember even in the time that I was in, from what it started at to by the time I got out, you know, you always go back and you're like, you look at what you made as a private and then what the new privates are making when they come in, and you're just like, holy, like it was almost double just in the time that I was in.
Yeah, because I made on the 15th and the 1st, I made $367 every 2 weeks when I was a private. And I was a private for a long time.
Well, you repeat it a few times.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, I wasn't done.
Yeah, so for those receiving the TDIU benefits, that's part of the disability unemployable. These will increase in line with 100% disability rate. Surviving spouses receiving the DIC benefits will also see the adjustment and all categories of special monthly compensation will receive the same increase.
Yes.
And so they're not just targeting, kind of like what we talked about last week, that just targeted certain categories and this one is across the board.
Now, one thing you have to remember, if you're a caretaker, all right, if you're a caretaker, this does not pertain to you.
Yeah.
It's whatever the set rate was when you made the deal with the devil at the VA to be the caregiver. It doesn't do that. And we talked about before about widowed spouses and all that stuff. Whatever you were receiving or you got, I didn't see anywhere that says that would increase also. I don't know. And it didn't have it anywhere I could find it if it increased or not. So just want to make sure that's clear.
Well, I see our favorite female Marine decided to come in.
Hey.
She had a Christmas program, so she had to be
all right.
We've got one quick question here, not related to the pay stuff. How do I respond to other comments? So if you're trying to respond to somebody specific, you just type it in there, like where you just type this. If you want to label somebody specifically, put that little @ symbol. If you're on a computer, if you're on your phone,
you have to type it all out.
You got to type it all out. But if you're on a PC or anything, you can do the little @ and it'll pull their channel name up, and you can do it that way. If that's
put the @ and start typing their channel name, and then it'll pop up above it. Yeah.
Okay. What's
right now for some frequently asked questions? First common question is about COLA. What do veterans need to do to receive these higher amounts? All right. And the answer to that is simple. Veterans with approved claims do not need to take any additional action to receive the COLA. The increase is automatic. Okay. Now, if you don't see it, that means there's a financial clerical error. Okay. So then that's when you'd have to get a hold of the VA and figure that out. And you can call the 1000 number. That is the sole source for everything. And they can direct you to whoever you need to get a hold of. And that number is in the description.
Right.
Yeah.
Next question is, when exactly do these payments arrive? The VA disability compensation is normally paid on the first business day of each month, but when that day falls on a weekend or a holiday, the VA will send the payment around the last business day of the previous month. So that means the first check with the new COLA will arrive December 31st. We kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, was if the first lands on a holiday or a weekend, it's typically whatever that previous Friday or the previous business day.
Yeah. And I think after December's, the next one is February's, I believe. I believe that it's on the 28th or something like that. And that chart is also at that law firms. They have it listed in there also.
Right.
So you can see when each payday is supposed to happen for you. So another question a lot of veterans ask, does COLA actually keep up with the cost of living?
That's cute. It is the most common question. Why doesn't it, right? It's cost of living adjustment, but.
All right. And the answer to that is it's complicated. Okay. COLA is based on the Consumer Price Index for, check this out, urban wage earners and clerical workers, or the CPIW, okay? And the Consumer Price Index for wage earners. But of course, not everything fits into that category, because not all of us are urban wage earners or clericals. And, if you're an admin, a clerical worker or whatever, they're not the highest paid person in the office and stuff. And that's what they decided to go off of. Why
Right.
wouldn't they do, hey, let's base it off what is the mean for somebody, and make a thing, $50,000 and just leave it alone. What's the mean? How much does, because they get your taxes, they know.
Right.
Social Security, they know how much everybody's making because you pay your taxes. And remember that little paper you get and says, hey, this is how much you've made each year and blah, blah, blah. So, and you can open up an account at the Social Security office online at ssn.online, or I believe that's what it is. You can make an account there, and you can go in there. You can order a new Social Security card. You can ask questions. You can get updates. You can find out how much you made each year. What your right now, if you were to collect Social Security, whatever age you're at, how much you would be making. And it's not pretty, guys. It ain't pretty. Trust me. All the money you paid in, you ain't going to come close to getting all that back.
Oh,
Trust
no.
me. So between 2016 and 2026, there have been years when the veterans gained purchasing power and years that they lost it. For example, in 2021, there was a 5.9% COLA increase, which slightly outpaced inflation. But in 2023, inflation was higher than the COLA, meaning the veterans lost buying power. So what they're doing is they're looking at every in the 4-year period, 5-year period, they're saying, okay, where did we give too much and where did we give too little? And even though the inflation was higher, we got to take it away so we can balance everything out so it's all even Steven within those 5 years. Okay. And that's government accounting, guys. I'm telling you, it sucks. Working for the government for 45 years as a director.
I'm pretty sure the same. Yeah.
It's crazy.
The same people that designed that whole pay scale with the COLA are the same ones that do the VA math.
Yes.
It's only math that they understand. Nobody else is supposed to understand it. So,
and we did a video trying to explain it. And from the floor up, we were burning brain cells.
Yeah, I think the more you try to understand, the more you try to understand it, the worse it gets, and you're just kind of like, it's magic. It just does its thing.
And here's the thing: let's look at it this way. You can have a 50%, you can have a 40%, you can have a 20%, right? What does that put you at? That's over 100, right? And then you can have 4 or 5 things that are 10%, and they do it in order. Once you get to the 10%, that number is not going to move under the VA math. So you can have, like me, I'm at 90% with 4 or 5 10%, and it doesn't move from 90%. I need a 20% in order for it to move up. You can have as many 10% as you want. It ain't budging on that VA math, guys.
Right.
And that pisses me off. Because mine right now is like at 160, 65%. If you just do, first grade math.
Right. Well, that's just like, I've talked about it before where, my brother that didn't even, he never even made it to his first duty station.
Yeah.
But through a process, he's getting VA disability, and it's at a 10% rate. And they have them listed for 3 conditions, and they're all 3, like each individual rating is 0%. So it's 0, 0, 0. But because he has 3, it's an automatic 10%. So he's getting a 10% disability. And it was like, I mean, I thought maybe it was just me eating too much crayons. No, it's not me. It's everybody. So another big question, right? I'm kind of going off what we were just talking about. What if the COLA isn't enough? If the COLA increase still is not enough to cover your expenses, veterans might want to explore additional options, such as a higher disability rating, maybe secondary service connection claims, or additional benefits like aid and attendance benefits, housebound benefits, vocational rehab, and other state-specific veteran benefits. So a lot of the other things that we've talked about in the last several months, some of these other benefits that could be out there, getting your rating increased. But it's one of those, the COLA is never, that cost of living adjustment increase is never going to match what the actual true cost of living is in any environment. So
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those, you just got to suck it up and be happy with, hey, you're still getting something, and a little bit of pay raise is better than no pay raise.
But don't you like it the way the VA explains it? If it's not enough to cover, hey, throw in some more claims, try to find something else that's wrong with you, and a good thing, like a lot of people don't do, is to get a copy of your medical records, all right, through St. Louis. And we did a video on that, and we have all the links on that video. And you can request your military records. You can request your medical records that they have on file and all that stuff while you're on active duty, and then go over it line by line, all right, and see what they missed, okay? Especially if, let's say you've been out for a while and you say, hey, I've been watching these two bozos over on Sergeant's Talk TV, and hey, I think I'm going to see if I qualify for something, which everybody should. Okay, right. We have a friend. He's been going through that thing for a while now, and he just now got his thing back. So congratulations to him. He's on the rolls. So let's see. Another often asked question is how the COLA applies to back pay. If a veteran retroactive pay and Social Security COLA is granted retroactive benefits, the payment for those benefits is calculated using the rate that were in effect for the years owed. Okay? For the years owed. For example, I put an intent to file back in December of 2024. I finished all my paperwork and everything like that in October. Okay? I'm doing my CMP exams this month. Okay? All of them this month. I have 1 year to get my claim to the VA. It doesn't have to be settled. But from the time you do your intent to file, okay, 1 whole year, you have 1 year to get that paperwork to them. One of the benefits of doing that is who cares if it takes them another year to do it? I will get back paid from whatever they grant me on my claims all the way back to December 2024. Okay? You got to remember that. You got to throw that intent to file. So if you're thinking about it, you go down into the description, get the number that's there. It's the 1-800-1000 number. The last four is 1000. It's in the description, every video. You call them and said, hey, my name is Joe Smuckatelli, and I would like to do an intent to file. You ain't got to tell them what it's, they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you, and you're going to say, oh, I got a nut loose in my brain. I got PTSD, whatever the case is. And I got it while I was on active duty. You go, okay. If you add more to that, then you add more to it. But you did an intent to file. And then you start getting all your documents together, your medical records together, go see your doctors, have them do a nexus letter, which is basically explaining what the hell is wrong with you. Okay. And so on and so forth. You get all that together. You make an account on va.gov, and you can use the EZ form on there, which is relatively easy. Or you can ask the lady at the 1000 number, could you please send me the paperwork? And dude, it's a lot. The first, I think, 6 pages is explaining all kinds of stuff, and you'll fall asleep doing that. And then you go on from there. And you can go to the VFW and find a veteran there. If you know somebody that's been through the VA and done claims, get with them. Go to the DAV. They will help you fill it out, your nearest DAV, so on and so forth. But you get the paperwork in, you file it. Then they'll say, hey, we need this. We're looking at it. We need a statement from you about this condition, and give them all the details you can while you're on active duty and all that kind of stuff. So think ahead. So if, for example, if the back pay covers 24 and 25, those portions will be used, the dates in 2024 and then the rates in 25 respectively, and not the new 2026 numbers. For veterans who receive both VA compensation and Social Security, both benefits are increasing with the COLA adjustments. Now, the difference is the timing. VA increase starts in December, while the Social Security increase begins in January. And I think January, they pay on the 3rd Wednesdays of every month for Social Security. Yeah.
So isn't it? It's on the 3rd though, isn't it? Isn't it? Social Security is on the 3rd, not necessarily the 3rd Wednesday, but the 3rd.
No, it's the 3rd Wednesday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I get it. That mine, when I got my Social Security, they said you will be paid on the 3rd Wednesday of every month.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if that's the region I'm in, if that's for everybody on Social Security, or is it the region I'm in? I don't know. If you're on Social Security, let me know when do you get paid in the month.
Yeah, I'm not old enough yet, so I don't know. But I want to say, like, the people that I talk, the ones that I know that are getting anything on Social Security, I thought it was the 3rd of the month. But you might be right in the fact that might be off region for some reason.
Yeah. Oh man, brother.
Oh wow. Ray, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Love your questions coming in, but the support and obviously all that money is going to the veterans home there in McAllister. So
yes,
that is
awesome.
That is awesome. We appreciate you so much.
And I will give it to them in your name also.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So Ricky Smith says, yeah, he gets his Social Security on the 3rd.
On the 3rd of what?
Well, the 3rd of the month.
Really?
Yeah, and then Byron's saying that it goes by your birthday.
Mine's the 23rd, so maybe that's how they do it, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I got quite a few years before I'm going to figure it out.
All I know is mine's the 3rd Wednesday of every month.
Huh.
Okay.
So
good to know.
Yeah. Okay, so to sum it up, the 2026 VA takes effect on December 1st, 2025, with the first payment arriving on December 31st. This adjustment applies to disability compensation, the TDIU, DIC, and SMC, and it is automatic. While it provides some financial relief, veterans may want to explore other benefits that strengthen their financial security. And then we have the links that are they're gonna be down in the description
Yes.
You can go down and look at all those different, just like we put in every video, guys. Links to what we've talked about in that video are going to be in the video description. So, you know, if there's something we talked about before, you can always go back, look at that video. You know, they're typically in the thumbnail, so it'll be easy to find of what we talked about that week, and then go into the description and see the links to get more information if you're talking to somebody else. And stuff like that. So yeah.
So right now, put that back. Oh, sorry about that. I got it.
Oh, right there.
All right. So right now in the description, you'll see this. Okay. And if you go there and you start at the 2026 VA disability pay rate, all that right there, it will take you to that law firm, CCK Law, and they have everything in there. Everything's in there. Okay. If you're a veteran looking for some assistance in that or Social Security because they're screwing with you or whatever the case is, they're also available. It's not a sponsorship, no nothing, but these guys take care of veterans. Okay. On my disability, because I have done everything humanly possible to get mine done. I went with a company called VETCOM, VETCOM. They're out of California. And my counselor's in North Carolina that works for that company. And I'm going to tell you something, dude, that guy, dude, it's all up here. And he absolutely, I wrote my statements. He went over it and says, hey, you know what? I'm not telling you how to write it, but right here, you kind of you had diarrhea of the mouth, and maybe we should, switch this up and stuff like that. And I said, oh, okay, shoot, I didn't realize I did it. He goes, yeah, because you said it there, and down here you said the same thing again. So anyway, an awesome company. So far, I recommend them, VETCOM. The owner of the company is a vet. One of the good things about doing that, now I did pay some money to have them represent me, and they will go back 3 times. They will do 3 reviews, and they have a lawyer on staff that will file on the 3rd one if normal means does not find its way to approval. Okay. And you got to do whatever's best for you. And I mean, they do Zoom meetings with me on the computer. I get to see them. They see me. We go to va.gov. I share my computer with them. They go in there and they tell me, and they video it, and they tell you, okay, go down to here. This is how we're going to file it. Click on this link here for the EZ form. We knocked all that stuff out right then. Boom, it was in. And all the attachments, everything, they helped me do everything. I've done it before, but I'm just telling you, if you're a novice at that, it's a great company. Now, I will admit I paid $1,200, okay, because after we reviewed everything and everything that I did on my own, and then they said, hey, what about this? What about that? What about this and this and this and this? And you might as well file for it, whether you get it or not, whether you say, they said, well, we'll recognize it for care, but you're going to get a goose egg, whatever, as long as you're taken care of. Okay. And that I know making the money is one thing, but being taken care of is another ballpark. Okay. That's what's most important, is that our veterans are taken care of. All right. So, and I will update all that stuff with the actual links and all that stuff right after this. Before I go to bed tonight, it'll be up. But that's what we got for you tonight, guys. 2026 pay increases. It's coming up. It's coming up. It's coming up. And I hope everybody got something out of this tonight. When I put these things together, I learned so much because number one, I'm reading it. I'm going to multiple sources for it. And so they say if you hear it, see it, or read it 3 times, you'll know it. Okay.
Well, one of the biggest things, and I remember it from being at the schoolhouse, even though I was the curriculum developer, I wrote the classes, but the best way to learn something is to teach it.
Yeah.
You learn the basics of it, and it's like, holy crap, okay, you're going to learn more by teaching it, than actually doing it or sitting there in the class and just trying to learn about it, is get up and teach something about it. So I think that's where we benefit. Obviously, you're doing a lot of the research, putting all the notes together, but then I get to read it, go through it, look, and I'm learning things, just from that. And it's stuff that a lot of the things are things that I wouldn't even have thought of looking at, because there are a lot of us. And then congratulations, Byron. That is awesome. And I will say, I'll throw this out there with VetCom, that the price you talked about is significantly, probably a little less than half of what I ended up paying, to end up having to go through a company to do mine. And yours seems a lot more involved. So I kind of wish I would have knew about them back then, but it is what it is. I'm making that compensation now, so it's fine. It's able to take care of myself and my family, and we can live our life the way that we want to.
Here's one of the things that I like about VetCom, is that they have a library. And in that library, it's a library of videos. Depending on what you're going in for your claim, whether it's orthopedic, whether it's PTSD, whether it's sleep apnea, they have a tutorial for every single thing when you go in for your CMP exam. Okay? For example, you're going in for orthopedic. Don't jump down from your big old Ford 4x4 and hop, skip, and jump in there and say, hey, man, my knees and my hips and my back's all screwed up, and they're sitting there watching you. Because QTC Lotus or one of the other contractors, their job is when they contract these doctors they send you to, because they have the VA contracts to prove you wrong or to prove the extent of what's going on. So if you're going in there happy Joe lucky and stuff like that, and someone dropped a pen in front of you and you bend over, at the waist, but you're claiming your back's all dorked up. I'm telling you guys, I went in there for that PACT Act thing, and the nurse was in there, and I failed the breathing test under the PACT Act 4 times. Right? 4 freaking times. And the lady went in there and she was telling me, and I couldn't understand her. She spoke, I don't know where the hell she was from, but I couldn't understand her English. And I kept saying, I don't understand what you're saying to me. And she got pissed off at me. When I came out, she said, you just go out there and you wait. And I went out there and I'm going, man, what is wrong with her? She goes, man, I don't know. I don't know if she gets a percentage of the people she denies or what the hell's going on. But the lady out there, she said, yeah, my husband, he did the PACT Act, and she denied him the PACT Act. And I said, well, I mean, isn't she here to help? She goes, oh, no. We're here to prove you wrong.
Yeah. And
I go, oh, my God. And the lady called me from QTC. And I'm telling her, I said, you guys are not here for the veterans, are you? The way she was talking to me and stuff like that. I'm just going, it's just, but they got the contract, guys. And if anybody once you experience with them, then you'll know the meaning of somebody pissing you off and your PTSD kicking in. So anyway, guys, that's what we got for you tonight. Remember, be kind to one another. Help somebody in need. And always think of that, guys. Hey, we love you. God bless you. Any closing word, brother?
No, just appreciate every single one of you coming in here. Like we say every week, hey, this is our best therapy session. Getting to learn things, but then we're being able to talk, meet new veterans, have conversations with them, get that information out there. Keep sharing it out. I know a lot of you had put in the comments earlier that you were sharing it out. That's awesome. For anybody watching this afterwards, we appreciate you coming in and watching it, giving that view, throwing that comment, and giving those suggestions. And I do want to bring something up really quick, because I know this has been talked about a little bit, and maybe this is something we can do in a future episode. Talking about, so with veterans that have 100%, something happens to the spouse, right? That's always a really big question. You know, if we're veterans, we're getting our rating, whatever it is, but, you know, like for us, and obviously Byron now is 100%. What happens to our spouse that aren't the veteran? You know, what kind of compensation do they get? What does that process look like? Might have to be tied in with something else.
I think it depends on what happens to the veteran. And that is that falls under that DIC and SMC special
Monthly
and the DIC
special monthly compensation,
yeah. And that's kind of tricky because it goes by a case-by-case basis, depending on two things. If you got out of the military and you signed off for that dependent or spouse
SGLI,
no, it's called SBC, something like that, spouse benefit, something. When you got out of the military, then your military retirement pay, she would be entitled to a certain percent of it if you died. If she dies before you, then the government just keeps all your money.
The survivor benefit plan. I was sitting there trying to that's what it is.
Yeah. And then the same thing happens. And one of these days, when I'm up at Muskogee, I got to stop in to the administrator's office and see if they can direct me to that kind of information. Because I do believe you do get the spouse does get a percentage of your VA also. But I'm don't hold me to it. I need to find that out, and that's important stuff. So when I'm up there, I will try to check that out. All right, guys. So hey, next week is what is that?
22nd, I think.
23rd.
Christmas is Thursday, so the
23rd.
Oh, it is the 23rd. Okay.
So the 23rd, we will be live. It'll be an open mic. It'll be a Christmas thing going on. So come on in, wear your Christmas ugly. I'm going to wear an ugly Christmas sweater. So hopefully everybody can join us for that. I'm going to see if my wife's got a cap that fits my head too. St. Nicholas cap. You can't just fit this big headquarters element in any kind of hat. You need something special.
No, definitely not.
Something with elastic. But guys, we love you. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye now.
Get on out of here.
Get off of my lawn.